5 dangers of learning basic sewing online. You're welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Style to Love, I love it. And in this particular video, I'm going to give you 5 dangers, 5 reasons why you shouldn't learn your basic sewing online. You're welcome back once more. It's your girl Style to Love, I love it. And what we do here is everything fashion. Fashion sewing tips, sewing trips, sewing tutorials, Ankara styles, different kind of styles, the latest trendy styles available in town, and you can easily replicate. And then also sales of different kinds of fabrics, different kinds of Ankara fabrics specifically. So most trendy fabrics in town, you can get it from us. And what are we talking about today? The 5 dangers of learning basic sewing online. Once more, you're welcome back. And then you all, my wonderful subscribers that already returning and you want to know more, please, I deeply appreciate you. And if it's your first time bumping into my channel, please just take your time, relax, so that you will get exactly what you want. Don't jump the video and you will get exactly what you want. And as you're enjoying it, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, the comments to tell me what you think, the like. All those things are just a way to encourage me to do more and support me. So now, lest it be that I'm wasting your time and you don't have that kind of time in the whole wide world, please, what are the 5 reasons why you should not learn basic sewing online? I mean, I don't even encourage it. I don't encourage it. Though I never use that method to learn, but even at that, I don't encourage it. I don't encourage you learning your basic sewing online. So guys, number 1 reason why I will not encourage anyone or advise anyone I know. So it means that if I know you, I like you. So if I like you, one of the reasons why I will not encourage you or never ever even let you to go and start learning sewing online, this idea of, you see them, even the online courses, please don't do it online. Okay, it's not like I'm discouraging or trying to stop the progress of online studies and all that. Please get my point. I mean basic sewing here. Okay, you can't do it well online. Okay, these are the truths some people won't tell you. They'll just tell you, register, this, that, we're going to put you through. You will know everything you need to do. You only end up being confused. And one of the major reasons why you should not do that is lack of basic sewing knowledge. That is number 1. You're going to lack that knowledge. Okay, let me start for myself. When I wanted to start, I started with pattern making. Okay, that's where I started. Every experience I have, apart from the fact that I used to have a mom that is a tailor. Okay, I have a mom that used to be a tailor. I'm sorry, but at the point she stopped being a tailor. So the only thing I learned from her, the only experience I got from my mom was how to use needle and thread to stitch. Okay, that video is coming up. So we're just going to fix the thread. No, whenever there's patching work, you just know how to patch your work. That is the basic thing I learned. So apart from that, I moved straight. Instead of going on for freehand, I went for pattern. Why? Because I wanted to be a fashion designer. I want to know it, the professional way, perfect way. I believe the pattern is the most perfect way. Oh, I don't need any, so I went for pattern making. Yes. So, but now we're not talking about my experience and learning pattern making and everything. What we are talking about here is the process. Okay, the first thing I started to learn was, first of all, they taught me how to even match the machine properly. Then after I finished learning how to match the machine, I had to learn how to build the thread, how to fix the thread, how to sew straight lines, how to sew curved lines, how to join clothes. Those are the little tiny things. And the truth is, you see some of these things, if you don't go and see it with your eyes, there are things you will never understand. It's not everything the camera will capture for you. Some things you'll be seeing it on video, you will not still understand. I mean, we are seeing this real life, where we were learning. Some of them we still don't understand it as are there. Talk more of you that you are watching from video. No, just imagine now. No reason. So talk more of you that you are there watching from the video. Because to me, these things I'm mentioning are the things I call basic sewing. Okay. Now, from learning how to join the clothes, we learned how to turn clothes with facing, all those tiny things, how to sew small, maybe blouse, your own blouse, how to take your measurements, how to cut your own blouse. Before we started learning the pattern, there's still stage for the pattern. Okay, if you're on freehand, you're going to now start learning how to use the paper, the brown paper to sew clothes, to sew. You can start with small measurements and all that to be sewing it. They will teach you how to sew blouse, how to be learning how to sew them. That is what you'll be doing for the time being. If you're in freehand, then gradually you start picking and growing from there. You understand? So those are the things me I call basic. I don't know what those other people, what other people might understand by their own basic, but what me understand is basic means those tiny things you need to learn first of all that is going to build the foundation. It's going to lay the foundation for you as a fashion designer. Before you now talk of, okay, now you want to be cutting the clothes constantly. I know how to cut this, I know how to do this. Okay, that one now all of them is basic, and then beginners, you are a beginner, but then the major basic here, those are those most tiny things. Learning how to match the machine, reel it, sew straight lines, join those clothes together, do your facing, how to cut a blouse, all those tiny things, how to cut skin, those simple things you can just learn the most easiest basic way, the simplest way. Okay, those are the basics. And some of those people will be telling you that I learned it online. My dear, some of them actually went real life to go and learn those tiny things. Then they now came online to upgrade their knowledge. So online depends on how smart you are. It all depends on how smart you are before you can grab some things online. But let me just tell you, there are some things you still need to go and register and learn. Okay, real life. I mean real life, not video. Real life. You go there, you go and learn it. Even if it's 1 month you give yourself, just learn those ones. Learn this act of reeling, matching the machine properly, know how to handle the machine. Not the machine. You might be telling yourself you already know how to do it. But with time, you will now realize that what you were doing at the first time, you were not getting it right. So there are methods you will handle machine. You will see that machine will not be giving you problem. Your sewing machine will just be coming out perfect. So that is it. So now, that is number one. That's lack of basic sewing. You will not have, you will be confused. Number two, reason. Number two, danger. Not reason, danger. Because this thing is danger. Yes, basic. When I talk about basic, I mean the foundation. That is what we mean by basic here. Basic means foundation, laying a foundation. And imagine your foundation is not solid. You will keep making mistakes. No matter how advanced you claim, I know how to do this, my dear, you will keep making mistakes. You just need to let yourself grow in those basics. Know those basics. And number two danger of learning it from online is the confusion over which particular pattern to make use of. Okay, so let's say for instance, you have been able to overcome the struggles of learning using the machine. You have overcome the stress of reeling thread, knowing how to join and all those blah blah blah, and then probably wherever you learn from, you have been able to capture a particular method of cutting. They have showed you the method of taking measurements from there, their method of using it to cut. Okay, because at first they will not show you how to use it to cut. They will just be cut. They will cut and give you to go and join. Those are the learning processes first. Okay, before they will now show you how you can now start doing the cutting by yourself. That is creating your own block. Okay, and they are going to be teaching you with their own pattern. They can't leave their own pattern and start teaching you someone's own pattern. So imagine you are learning this thing online, and one day you get tempted to check another pattern. You will now get confused. Sometimes it will be difficult for you to develop which particular pattern will work very well for you. Okay, there are different blocks, different systems. The way I learned from the place in fact, I will tell you that honestly, it's not the same pattern I'm using today. I'm using a different one, but it's easier for me because I already have the experience. I already I've done internships. I've had experience of freehand. I can cope with the freehand and the pattern, so it's easier for me to develop the one that works for me, which is the one I'm applying. And even I'm still trying other methods too. But that will not be a confusion for someone like me because I already have a laid foundation for it. I don't know if you understand. But you, that for instance, you really don't have that foundation. You don't have that understanding of how these things work, how to draft a pattern that will fit a particular body. Because you might have gone to a school where they told you the standard measurement for this is this, and then anybody you meet, you want to use the same thing without knowing that it doesn't work like that. Okay, so that's why that confusion will come in. You will start seeing different methods, different style, different pattern, different da. It's confusing. So most times, once you grow with a particular one, okay, so now you have gotten that understanding, you will see that some methods are very complicated. Oh, I'm very sorry. The NEPA, they took their light. So we are just doing it normal. But I believe it's okay. Nigeria and the way it is going here. Okay, so now, what am I trying to say? That confusion, okay, that confusion will be there. Okay, if you really don't have a foundation, Guys, if you really you have no you don't really have a deep understanding, you don't know, because there are some complicated patterns. Hope you know there are complicated styles. Some people will, the way they will teach you will be different. Okay, I'm not talking about pattern as in pattern making here now. I'm referring to generally anything block, okay? The one you draft on your fabric, that is freehand drafting and pattern making. Anyone, okay? That is anyone. I'm referring to anyone here. There are some that are complicated and some. Some we use a more complicated style, while some we use a more easier style. So is as you get to get experienced and understand deeper, you will now start understanding the one that works very well for you, the one you appreciate and all that. Okay, so that is why it's good that that basic is something you do real life more than online. Okay, so that's why it's a danger for you to learn it online, because developing a pattern that will actually work for you will be a problem. Okay, and then number 3 is waste of fabric. The process, you'll be busy trying to cut and practice, you are wasting fabric. You know now, if you have been doing this, you definitely know that what I'm saying is true. You will just be wasting fabric because no one is directing you directly. You are just hearing from what they have instructed you online. Do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, you are okay. You know, and then you will just see yourself, you will do and do and do, and you come out with nothing. Yes, because I have an experience. I have my own personal experience when I was learning. I mentioned it in my last video, pattern making, difference between pattern making and freehand cutting. You can check out the video where I mentioned some differences between the two. Okay, now that particular video, when I was learning my pattern, they gave us a standard measurement to get your neck measurement. You know, where you are sewing the bodies, that we are learning how to sew half length bodies. So that particular stage, we were practicing that. Only for me to, after sewing mine, I realized that everything will just go up here. Okay, so it's like it's hanging. And I started asking myself, what is the problem? I wasted fabrics many times. Like I sewed that particular one almost 3 or 4 times, and I didn't get it correct until I decided to go home and sit down. As at that time, I was not distracted with anything like YouTube. I was focused with what they were teaching me. So I will learn from whatever is coming out from there. You understand? So that's when I went and I decided to use my hand and reshape. I just tried it, not like anyone told me. I just felt like, let me just shape this thing down, let me see. Only for me to trim down the neckline, no, just to give it a little more from the actual measurement, only for it to come down balanced, because I trimmed it down. And then everything came balanced. I was like, so that means this neck is actually bigger than the one they gave us to use. Oh, but that is how I got my correct. So I don't know if you understand. So those waste of fabric start happening when you are busy struggling. Sometimes you even feel tempted because we are learning from YouTube. You want to check another person's own. Yes, the temptation is high. You will see a lot of different samples. Okay, so meanwhile, you might have decided to keep following one particular person, only for you to follow that particular person, and this kind of thing that happened to me might happen to you if you don't apply your sense to it. Okay, if you don't apply it, you'll just get creative about it. Okay, if you don't get creative about it, you just realize that you will just be there and you'll be confused, so thereby wasting fabric because you want to keep trying it to get it. Yes, I have zips that I sewed. I sewed this zip. I sew. Especially when we were learning invisible zip, we were busy sewing. Yes, we were learning different methods of zips. We were sewing and sewing zips. We were wasting and tearing and removing. So waste of resources actually happens. One of the dangers actually when you are now learning it online. So imagine someone like me that learns real life, facing these challenges, having all these challenges, then imagine you. So I can actually imagine that if I actually wasted 3 fabrics while trying to get that half-length bodies, it means that you might have wasted like 10. I hope I'm not wrong. Okay, so that's actually a danger. And then number 4, which leads us to waste of your time and all your resources. You are busy wasting time, okay, not all your resources, but then you're wasting more resources. You are wasting more because as your calico, the practice fabric, or your paper, the white paper, the pattern paper is finished, you are busy buying and replacing. Or if you're not using the pattern paper, you're using only fabric, whichever fabric you're using to practice that, you are busy buying and replacing. And mind you, whenever you are making a new style, you will have to repractice it because you really don't know those styles. You understand? Okay, guys, and then back to the number 5 of the dangers of you learning these basic sewing online. And that number 5 is the bomb. And what is that? Frustration. Frustration will want to kill you if you don't give up. Yes, it's true that some of the physical people we pay to, okay, that is not online, they still might not have, they still will not give you what you want. Yes, it's true, but please get me right. I'm talking about basic sewing here. I'm talking of beginners. I mean, beginners learning how to match, reel, join, and then knowing the basic blocks to start with. Okay, you will know the basics. Now when we learned how to sew blocks on bodies, skirts, trouser, sleeve. Those things are major basic blocks of what the body needs. Okay, then from there you can go on to start experimenting styles on it. Okay, that is where you now start moving to advanced after you finish learning all those basics. So instead of you going online to go and learn all these things, you can just okay before the frustration will kill you, before it will finally kill you, because okay, don't get me wrong, not like it's going to kill you, but I know that I don't like it either. I know you might be feeling it one way or the other. And though I understand you are smart, you are creative, you are intelligent about it, but please um don't let this thing kind of like, should I say kind of fool you, okay? Because in the long run you will still be having difficulties. Okay, so that frustration is not good, because you will realize at a point you start complaining that the money I pay these people, I didn't even learn anything from here. And the next thing, this one, instead of all those complaints and feeling angry, waste of resources, waste of time, and not getting what you want and all that, my simple advice to you to finalize this whole talk is, please try your best to look for a place to register real life to learn. Okay, try to get idea on how to do these necessary things. Then there is all those sewing, tiny tricks, and then learn how to do the basic blocks of skirts, trouser, jumpsuits, all those basic blocks. You understand? Learn them. Jumpsuit is even advanced. Okay, that one is not beginners, that one is advanced. So skirt, trouser, sleeve, blouse. I think from blouse you will learn how to make dress easily. That one is not difficult. Okay, so those are the easy ones. So once you learn those necessary blocks, from there you can go on to get creative. That's where you move into the advanced stage. You will now start learning how to manipulate all those things into different styles and everything. That is where I cannot give you the advice to, please, you cannot check YouTube. Okay, from there you start seeing different patterns. By now you already have your own pattern. You're already convinced with what you're doing because you have tried your pattern and it worked for you. Okay, you have used the particular block they taught you with. It's working for you. Okay, so now when you come online, you will no longer be confused. It will be easier for you to, okay, I prefer this other one, or I want to try this. Okay, you want to just try. Gradually you realize that, okay, I want to make some amends and I want to develop my own way, the one that works for me. So you don't end up being a confused person at the end, okay, or someone complaining. Okay, so I know sometimes it could be difficult for us. We don't really want to go through that thing. We just want to do our thing. But please, try your best. It will go a long way to save you from all these unnecessary things I mentioned. I call it unnecessary because if you could just go straight, look for a nice place, ask questions around, tell them that you just want to study for 3 months for beginners and get the necessary things. Don't forget what I mentioned, how to mark the machine, sewing, all those things about the machine, joining, some tricks. There are some tricks you also need to learn. You see there, they do manipulations, they do on clothes. You learn the basic blocks and all that. And from there, you are out. You can now confidently go to YouTube, go on and start learning the rest. But nevertheless, in case you've already started learning it and it's going well for you, please drop in the comment section and tell me how it's going for you. I really love to know. Okay, so automatically, someone out there could actually be proving me wrong, which I am not against. So you can actually drop in the comment section and tell me how far it's going and if it's progressing. I'd like to know how you also do it. So I don't mind to make a video on that. So maybe encourage those that also want to try it. So maybe it will actually work for them. Yeah. And then do not forget, if you know you are still there watching and you are looking at me like this, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like and tell me what you think, and please do not forget to check out my other videos. Okay, I have a whole bunch of videos and you can check my shorts. I have a lot of sewing tricks, sewing hacks in my shorts that you might want to learn. Okay, they are very short and something that when you look at you can easily learn. Okay, so as a beginner you will learn a lot from mine. As an advanced you can still learn a lot of tricks. Okay, so please, if you are proving me wrong, do not forget to in the comment section tell me what you think about tell me how your own struggle has been. I don't mind to know. I really want to know how your own struggle has been. And then if you agree with me, Do not forget to try and look for a nice fashion school around you. Ask questions, or you can go to the free hand tailors around you. Just try. Some of these things are not easy, but just try. And then register with them, learn for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then you're off you go. You can go on and keep learning from YouTube. Okay, thank you very much. See you in my next video. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you all my wonderful subscribers, those that are returning, and those of you that already hit on the notification, the subscribe button. Please do not forget to hit the notification bells so that you always get updates, okay? Because if you forget, you miss. Please do not forget and show me that support by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell, okay? So you get updates. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.